Welcome, everybody. What is going on? My name is Andres Martinez, and this is my wife, Luz Martinez. And I'm so excited to welcome you to code number 18, my friends. It's been a crazy journey. If you have not been watching the other ones, I strongly recommend you do. I strongly recommend you go inside the supernatural community so that you can get access to all the replays. Today we're gonna see 3 steps to unlock telekinesis, okay? A lot of people are so excited for this class, but they don't understand that without the foundation of everything else that I have given you, you're gonna go nowhere, okay? My wife is literally an amazing example of what it is to apply these concepts, and in each of these sessions she has been unlocking certain codes and just amplifying and multiplying the field. That's why just her being here is actually doing something to the overall frequency and for many of you watching. So take your seats, let me know who is watching live, and let me know who is watching the replay. I just want to tell you, my friends, it's so crazy how God gives us commands for different timings because of different things going on in other dimensions. And so today we're pretty much doing it early, bright morning. Other times it's been at the middle of the night. Other times it's been in the afternoon. Like God has just been moving us like water so that His will may be done. So welcome to 3 steps to unlock telekinesis, okay? We talked a lot about feeling the field. Number 1, you're gonna feel the field. We talked about entering the void, which is actually a key step. You should definitely go back to that video, but it's not easy to get there. It's not easy to descend into alpha brainwaves consciously. It's hard to stay in that state where you're not thinking. Sometimes people get into the void and they think they're there, but you gotta maintain it for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of like literally no thought before you can actually enter the void. So it's like you touch the void and a lot of people think, okay, I'm there, I enter the void. And it's like, well, you like dip your toes in the void kind of deal. Because it's not easy to get into this frequency for a long time where there's only nothing. There's no thoughts. There's no images. There's no mind chatter. Not just for a few seconds, not just for a minute, but like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you can hold it for this long. And the 13 subtle bodies, when you take a look at the body of great emptiness, this is the 12th body. And we saw the other time the 5 functions of the consciousness body. Again, great video for you to go and watch so you understand more of what I'm going to say today. But the 12th body is the body of great emptiness. And this is that body that touches and dips the toes on this black hole, this cosmic hole, and waters that are ready to be incubated. Now, we talked about how each object has an electromagnetic field. And I gave you examples of it. We talked about textures, we talked about colors, we talked about numbers, and how each one holds a specific frequency. I even gave you specific exercises that you can literally do in your own home to start feeling the field. So if you still don't know how to feel the field, and I go in from this image, to this right here, where now you're seeing the silhouette and you're seeing the 13 subtle bodies and you're expanding the field, and now you're starting to connect with the field of the object. Let's say you want to move this square. Now, the second step is a little bit more complex. Okay, this is when we really got to understand where the physical body is, where the astral or soul body is, and the spiritual. And then only then we can talk about superimposing the visualization. This is a step that it's hard to describe into words because you gotta be able to hold the image plastically of the object in your mind, and you're gonna superimpose it, and if it matches, you're gonna feel this click, this like, just kind of like reinforcing. Essentially, the information body is touching the information of the field. So your information body is touching the information of the field, and it's grabbing its parameters, characteristics, the information in time and space, the way that, like all the factors of your cube, are being superimposed by the astral double of it. So you're creating, that's why I had this drawing over here, like you're creating that image and superimposing on it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like once you make this image actually charged with the substance of faith, and we talked about the 4 elements of the spirit. That's why, again, if you don't understand true visualization, go back and watch that class. Now, if you love a lot of this material and you're ready to implement, they have 2 levels of implementation. You can go inside the 100K High Feminine Accelerator and the 13 Supernatural Codes, and I'll teach you for 60 days how to activate your supernatural codes and how to actually sell and be able to craft and launch a 6-figure offer and be able to make money, literally generate this 100K frequency, this $100,000 in a day frequency to come to you. Doesn't matter, the how doesn't matter exactly, it's just gonna come to you without lifting a single finger, by actually just moving into this timeline, by moving into this specific frequency where the money has no option but to come into your reality. It's gonna look for a way to get there. You know, you might have a person that suddenly reaches out, that is ready to pay you $100,000, that they offer to pay you that, or in some other way is gonna actually come to you. But when you embody this frequency, when you superimpose the visualization, that's when you can grab the field. We're gonna call it the astral field grab. Now, remember, the 4 elements of the spirit need to be present to activate the substance of faith. And once you have the substance of faith and your image, it's plastically charged and coated and impregnated and, you know, just every part of it filled with the substance of faith, and you're superimposing it, again, you're gonna feel a grabbing of it. You're gonna feel some kind of click that's gonna happen. Again, it's hard to describe. You're already on spherical waves. I recommend you also watch the linear waves versus spherical waves, and you get access to the taste of our technology. Again, if you're ready for the biggest level of implementation and to really come into my field like for real, I welcome you inside the initiation for $350,000. Okay, the first level of implementation, it's $15,000. And for 3 people only, it's gonna be $12,000 as a fast action bonus, as we're just launching it. So if you wanna do the first level of implementation, I welcome you. If you wanna go all the way to the 1-year program and 1 year of integration, and it's gonna be an insane journey of death and rebirth, then welcome to initiation. Make sure you comment initiation, make sure you contact me directly so we can see if we are a good fit and if you're ready for the initiation. And of course, if there's still spots left when you do decide to reach out, there's only 2 spots left, okay? So make sure you take action. Make sure you have the faith to believe that whatever money you invest in yourself is gonna go 1,000 times more. Now, if you are not activating the elements of the spirit, in the functions of the spirit, we talked about the image being the fire, we talked about the water being the perception at the spiritual level, we talked about air being the spoken word, we talked about being persuaded of it as well in the mind, and to incarnate it in the earth element. And so once you grab that field, that's when you can command it to move. That's when you can command it to move, and the image will be charged with the substance of faith, and that's exactly when the astral field receives that command, and then it starts to move in the physical. Okay, like I said, step 2 is usually the more complicated, but again, depends where you're at, because even just the first one is very complicated. But once you have the visualization and you can superimpose it, and you can grab the field, and that's when you can move it, whether it's up or whether it's right or whether it's left, because now your joystick, the command center of the field, as you're changing the properties of it in real time, becomes your astral double. Make astral double. Step number 2, that's when you grab it, and over here is when you command it. That's why I put these lines right here, because you're projecting the image, and now the field has no option but to obey. Okay? Now, if you're not ready for either of the levels of implementation, you want to try it on your own, you want to start exploring your journey, I welcome you inside the supernatural community, which you can literally get in for less than a cup of coffee. Our community is growing. It's getting really, really exciting. People are tapping into superpowers, and I'll be excited to see you there. If you also want to purchase any of the other micro initiations, like the 13 Subtle Bodies book, 18,000 word book, if you want to purchase egregors or the wealth tone, or you want to purchase how to command with images and the faith code masterclass so you can understand more about all of this, you can get those for 1,111 euros. And that's the best way that you can get a taster of it and see if this is even for you, if you are the 1% of the 1%, if you're called to my field and this specific access path to the mysteries of Christ within. Okay, my friends, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. God bless.